Hey guys, welcome to Organic Cinema India. This week had some good movies and series. It also had a lot of Christmas releases. So now, let's get into it and see what's worth your time this weekend. Wonder Woman 1984. Wonder Woman comes into conflict with the Soviet Union during the Cold War in the 1980s and finds a formidable foe by the name of Cheetah. Back in 2017, Wonder Woman became a movie which brought DC back on track. It was so good that it was instantly the best individual superhero movie of that year. In Wonder Woman 1984, they could have easily gone for the same formula with right elements, but Patty Jenkins this time made a different kind of Wonder Woman film, both structure wise and tone wise. I personally think brave decisions like this should be appreciated. Experiments in general should be appreciated. What was good about Wonder Woman 1984 was that it took that anime kind of route. What I mean to say is that it takes enough time to flesh out even the negative characters just like anime does. Characters like Maxwell Lord and Cheetah are given character arcs and surprisingly enough screen time. Because of this, we can understand their intent and accept them. Obviously, the best part of the movie is Gal Gadot herself. She has played Wonder Woman so much that now she's very comfortable with this character and just enjoys playing her part the most. So at the end, a different but a good sequel to a great film. AK vs AK. After a public splat with an actor, a disgraced director retaliates by kidnapping his daughter and shooting his search for her in real time. Again, this movie is also a good experiment. I'm saying this because the concept is very unique and it is always good to see something offbeat. And you don't often see meta comedy drama thriller. I mean, this genre itself should be enough to make you excited for the film. I thought Vikramaditya Motwane had a really good hold on what he was trying to do with this one. He used the past of Anurag Kashyap and Anil Kapoor very smartly and incorporated it with so much nuance and sense of realism. Both Avinash Sampath and Vikramaditya Motwane should be appreciated for pitching in such a good concept and writing it with a lot of intrigue. Also, have to mention the marketing campaign which was as creative as the film itself. Generally, there is a gap between cinema and reality. In AK vs AK, this gap consistently keeps on decreasing as the movie progresses, which we don't see in movies. Although Anil Kapoor and Anurag Kashyap were playing their exaggerated versions of themselves, but Anil Kapoor really knocked it out of the park. This is the best he has been in the past few years, and Anurag Kashyap made it look effortless. So at the end, it is offbeat but also worth watching. Sylvias Love. When a young woman meets an aspiring saxophonist in her father's shop in 1950s Harlem, their love ignites a sweeping romance that spans changing time, geography, and professional success. To be honestly, I'm putting in this one just for the retro vibes which this movie captures magically. Tessa Thompson plays the title character and she's also the best part of the film. I mean, she just takes no time to come back in form, and I also feel that she's one of those actresses who has proved herself in many different genres. Now, coming to the plot of the film without spoiling it, it is a romantic drama. It is about how a pair falls in love, then gets separated, and then meets again as if it is their destiny to be together. It sounds cliche, which it actually is, but it also comes down to presenting them with creativity. Soul. This Pixar film is about a jazz teacher who is caught in a world that human souls passes through on their way into and out of life. Pixar with time has provided to be the best when it comes to animated movies. Most of the Pixar movies have already been created a cult status as they bring on nostalgia each and every time we visited them. Without a doubt, Soul is one of their best movies, and also this time we see a different approach to convey a good message. What I like about Soul is that Even though it is an animated movie, it is very human and very relatable. So, everything is presented with conviction and in a very real space as we have never seen before. With a very solid voice casting including Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey, Graham Norton, and many others, this movie is a very good movie to watch this Christmas season. Highly recommended. Criminal Justice. Behind closed doors. Anuradha Chandra stabs her faithful husband one fateful night and confesses to her crime. However, it is anything but an open and shut case. Whenever a movie or a web series has a good first season, then there are automatically the same level of expectations from season 2. Now, season 1 of Criminal Justice was very solid. I personally think it is quite underrated. Season 2 did not match the level of season 1, but it's okay. Most of them don't. The positive is that this one knows exactly what it is. So, it very certainly, under its very own zone, provides us with a good courtroom drama as well as a suspense thriller. The way this series, both seasons, explores the life of criminals behind the bars and the prison world is what makes it unique from all other Indian web series out there. Talking about performances, I think Pankaj Tripathi reprised his role effortlessly, as he always has. Now, talking about Kirti Kulhari, whenever it comes to significant woman characters, she comes forward and shines, be it in movies like Pink and Mission Mangal. So, overall, a good season of a good series. 8 close knit siblings of the Bridgerton family search for love and happiness in the high society of London. Now, this is based on a book, and whenever something has a solid source material, they tend to be pitch perfect. Bridgerton is pitch perfect, but in a different way. What Bridgerton does is that being a period piece, it has a fresh present day modern touch. Now, I just can't elaborate how well it worked for this show. I mean, usually period romance feels like a fantasy far from reality. But here we have imperfect characters with problems we can relate to. This fact alone makes this long web series enjoyable. But since we have a lot of characters, there is not enough depth to some of them, but this is not a major issue. At least it is not an issue which will keep me from recommending this to you. Again, a good Christmas watch. Greenland. As the planet killing comet hit planet Earth, John Garrity, his wife, and young son sets on a journey to find a safe place to survive. Although the basic plot looks overly used as we have seen in movies like 2012, The Day After Tomorrow, but this movie takes a different perspective. It's not all about the destruction and chaos going on, it is more about the characters, the family, and the human nature in general. The stakes alone makes it quite different from the other similar movies mentioned. Although this movie is about a natural calamity, we should appreciate the fact that how emotion is felt throughout, making it more about the characters. These were the recommendations from the week. Stay tuned for more. And don't forget to mention in the comments after watching these films and give a feedback.